What's going on, guys? I'm back with Dan today, and before we get into the crazy results, I want to announce that on March 15th, aka tomorrow, depends when you're watching, but March 15th, we are hosting 3 free webinars. Now, there's only 1,000 spots in each of these, and we already had 6,000 people register. Now, maybe not all of them will show up, so make sure you do get your spot because there is a max capacity of 1,000. And the times for these free webinars, where we're going to be going over everything, and I'll let Dan explain that in a second, but it's going to be, what is it, Dan? What times was it?
So it's at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. We have 3 p.m. Eastern and noon Pacific, so 12 p.m. Pacific. And then we have 7 p.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Pacific. Now, you did mention something before about how there's 1,000 slots. There are 1,000 slots. Depending if you're watching this, maybe you might be watching this in like 2020 or something. If somebody finds this video years from now, there might be a closed page or not available because the webinars aren't in place. They're happening live. So we're not pre-recording these. We're going to be there live with you. So I want to make that very clear. If it says you're too late, that means you're too late. We're doing these live. So if you want to be there live with us for the grand opening of Dropship Academy, then I suggest registering, and Tanner does as well.
So what are some of the things you're going to go over on the webinar? Because I'm going to be there, and I know you're going to be teaching me in that. That's going to be one of the ways I'm learning, but what kind of stuff can they expect?
So basically what I'm going to be going over is I'm going to be breaking down a lot of the myths in the marketplace right now. For example, product research. I'm actually going to be showing people how to go out there and use a free tool that's available to tell you what products people want, what products consumers want, not what products are selling, massive amounts of quantity because of people like us that are selling it to other people. Rather, I'm going to show you a few tools. I'm going to be breaking down a lot of myths that are out there in regards to why people can't become successful with e-commerce, dropshipping specifically. I'm also going to be breaking down pretty much what I call the multiply effect. And this is really, really cool and something that not a lot of people talk about. It's basically how we're able to compound our stores by 35% in our compound rounds, if you will. So the compound rounds allow you to go out there, and if you start off with like $100, it's going to keep on building itself. It's basically like momentum with your money, and it'll just keep building and building and building and building. However, if you're going to go and come with the mindset that you're going to be stupidly rich in 35 seconds, this probably isn't the best thing for you. Okay, there's a lot of stuff that you're going to learn. You're going to learn a lot of my trial and error. You're going to see like a lot of stuff that other people won't reveal in regards to the dropshipping business model. So that's what they can be expecting, is a lot of myth busting and a lot of showing them hands-on of different tools and resources they can use.
All right, and I know you said you've had some crazy results. You said you had 47 million in student results in the last year, in 2017, right?
Yep, and it's crazy because it was actually 44 million when I started piecing this all together a few months back, and then the year kept going. I have an earnings report for you. Do you want the updated earnings? I said, sure, why not? He's like, cool. I got like $6,000 a day, around $75,000 a month. I'm like, all right. And another student just reported 400,000, Sean. So I'm going to share my screen actually and just show you.
Yeah, show us some of those.
All right, cool. And I think it's important for everybody to understand as well, the background of this, because it's one thing. Let me just make sure it's presenting to everybody. There we go. It's one thing being able to see, other people do it. It's also one thing to understand that you can do it as well. So if we just take a look at Mario, he was actually a manager at a bar in Boston. And he decided, he came on 2 years ago, he came on to one of the workshops, and he actually started learning a lot of the systems that I had in place. And the system wasn't fully developed, meaning that I didn't know what I knew then, what I know now. So he implemented kind of the base, and let's just say he doesn't work as a manager at a bartender anymore. Not because he was fired, but because in literally 5 months, he was able to go out there and make $840,000, I think it was. Actually have the exact earnings on the keynote, and I'll reveal that tomorrow. But Mario, Boston, was a manager at a bar, and $840,000 in 5 months. That is life-altering money. Michelle is a cool story as well. I did a workshop last year, and Michelle was actually in the audience, and I knew she had a success story, and she was a success story, but I didn't realize how successful she was working this part-time. I didn't even realize that she was on until she's like, "Hey, Dan, I'm here," and in this like crowd of thousands and thousands of comments that were coming through, I spotted her, and then I actually gave her the mic. And this is so funny because This wasn't planned or anything, and everybody on the workshop could actually tell that it wasn't planned. And she came on and told her story, and this is when I found out that she had 5 kids. She had 5 kids that she was tending to, and she was able to make $22,000 her first month working part-time. Again, having 5 kids is a full-time job in itself. So she was able to go out there and work this system part-time with more so I'm not going to say it was an underdeveloped system, because it's not. It's just not what I know now. I've literally probably 10 to 20x my knowledge and experience since then. And again, if she was implementing what I know now back then, it probably would have been like a $50,000 to $80,000 month. But then again, I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, she only did $22,000. Poor her. No, I mean, that's great for her. So another person over here, Harriet, and Harriet is a pretty cool story, because now I'm helping her develop her own, products as well, teaching people, and she hosts events now. But she came through one of my programs, and she's an outlier. What do I mean by that is that she, in 24 days, it says 30 days over here for 101,000, but she ended up doing like $100 and something thousand in 30 days. So it was actually pretty dang impressive. And in 90 days, I think it was around $250,000 or so. Wow. And this is somebody who didn't have a background in e-commerce at all, in dropshipping. So people think that you need experience, and the honest truth is you don't, because I'm proving to you right here, these people that never had any experience coming in and doing millions of dollars, and in Michelle's case, doing 5 and 6 figures in a given month. So again, there's nothing much to it. Tanner, I know you want to say something, so I'll toss it right back.
Yeah, that's kind of like, I made a video on that topic where it's like, oh, if it was easy, everyone would do it. Well, it's not necessarily easy in the sense where you push a button and you get money out of it. It's everything seems complicated or difficult when you don't know how to do it well. If you're in the space, you get the information, you know how to do it. It's simple, it's easy, and you just do it on repeat. And that's what you've been doing with Shopify. Same thing I do. And it's not that it's hard, it's just you don't know it, so it seems hard. It's easy once you know it. It's not like, oh, I got to go do all this hard work and do this. Everything's hard if you don't know how to do it until you get in, you do it, and you learn it.
That's exactly right. And that's literally what I try to tell everybody when it comes down to e-commerce. Here's the thing. Let's flip it to your side, right? Now, somebody who follows me for dropshipping, they look at Amazon and say, oh my goodness, that's the hardest thing. But your audience knows that Amazon is actually quite easy. So when it comes down to it, it's only hard when you don't know what to do. And once you know what to do, you're just like, wow, I wish I did this sooner. Or I actually had somebody recently who came to me and said, Dan, I wish I listened to you when you first got started as well, saying get into dropshipping, because it's totally different now than it is back then. Back then, you could put a product up, put an ad, and boom, you can make 6 figures in a month with literally having like $50 in your bank account. And now, you actually have to start formulating these steps and whatnot to achieve those results, which is exactly what I'm going to be revealing on the workshop when you register. So again, that's really all I wanted to share, is showing you what is possible, because I have a conga line of results. Okay. There's no doubt about that. And it doesn't really take that much effort to see the results that you want to see. So again, that's kind of where I want to end it off.
Yeah. So if you guys want to go register for the webinar, again, it's completely free. You can show up if you want. There's only 1,000 spots for each time slot. And it's just going to be March 15th. And then we might do some later on, but that's going to be when it's happening. So if you want to join, you can click the link in the description, sign up for one of those times and reserve your spot, and then show up. And hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you guys.